Greetings from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport here in Atlanta, Georgia. Home of 472,522 residents, and Metro Atlanta has 5.3 million residents. Atlanta, also known as Atlanta during summer, is the vanguard of the New South. Now, watch this. YOLO. You only live once. 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 Finally, I'm here in front of the CNN headquarters here in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's take a selfie here. Behind me is the famous CNN headquarters here in Atlanta, Georgia. So this is the famous marker of CNN here. I'll read what it states. CNN stands for Cable News Network. Now I know. Yay! Media mogul Ted Turner, the founder, launched the Cable News Network, also known as CNN, in Atlanta on June 1st, 1980, as the world's first 24-hour news network. Turner had revolutionized cable television by beaming superstation PBS around the globe by satellite, and was convinced there was a market for an all-news network that could reach audiences through the expanding cable and satellite network. Headquartered here in Atlanta, Georgia, CNN opened news bureaus around the world through its subsidiary channels and the competitors. It inspired CNN extended its reach globally, revolutionizing the broadcast industry and the way people receive news and information. I remember when CNN broadcast internationally during the military parade in Cairo, Egypt, by then Nobel Peace winner President Anwar Sadat for forging its peace agreement with Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin as the world's peacemakers. Military tanks faced the president, and the president was assassinated right on spot when CNN broadcast at the first time in world stage. So that is very historic and a tragic event. That's only a trivia, guys. More to come. Here, MARTA stands for the Mass Rapid Transport System in downtown Atlanta. So inside the tunnels are the system of railroads that Atlanta is proud of its modern public transport system. It was built in the 1980s and very well maintained until this time of the year. Here also beside the Phillips Arena. So downtown Atlanta, if you want to visit here, you can walk around. From my left there, just a few meters, the Centennial Olympic Park that housed the 1996 Summer Olympic Games of the centennial of the modern Olympic Games. And here, the Phillips Arena, now known as the State Farm Arena, hosting the NBA games. And here, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, also known as the Atlanta Dome, hosting the National Football League NFL games. And facing the famous skyline, downtown Atlanta, here in the state of Georgia. So we are in the capital of Georgia and also the financial hub of Georgia. This is the longest railroad crossing I've seen here in the center of downtown Atlanta. Remember, the railroad system of Atlanta is famous because It was built during its early stages, and from the north, the railroad system ends here in Atlanta. That is why it's called Terminus, before it became Atlanta as the city is known today. I remember the movie Non-Stop. It's about the story of a train. So it's still very long. This is the longest train cable cars I've seen in my lifetime. I remember the movie Unstoppable, about a train. Finally, it ends here. Behind me is the famous Atlanta Dome, also known as the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of Atlanta's NFL, National Football League, the Falcons. It was built in 1992, situated here in downtown Atlanta. Finally, we reach the famous NBA Stadium, formerly called the Phillips Arena, now State Farm Arena. So this was built in 1996 and it became the home of the NBA, Atlanta's Hawks, as a champion in basketball here in Atlanta, Georgia, in downtown. Thank you, Atlanta. I hope to my subscribers you enjoyed my vlog here in Atlanta, Georgia. Greetings here in Atlanta, Georgia, in Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Thank you for my subscribers. Keep watching. YOLO. You only live once.